I need you to sit back, turn down the lights, and get ready to explore the unsettling world of true urban legends. Let's challenge reality and embrace the thrill of the unknown together. Story 1. The Haunting of Blackwell Mansion. Deep in the heart of the countryside, shrouded by dense woods and an aura of foreboding, stands Blackwell Mansion. This enigmatic estate has long been the subject of whispered tales and chilling legends, its dark history casting a long shadow over the surrounding area. The legend of Blackwell Mansion is rooted in the mysterious disappearance of the Blackwell family, a mystery that has remained unsolved and continues to instill fear and curiosity in those who hear of it. The Blackwell family, known for their reclusive nature and eccentric behavior, were the last inhabitants of the mansion. The patriarch, Samuel Blackwell, was a figure of intrigue and dread. He was described as a man with an unsettling presence, his eyes said to gleam with an otherworldly light that could pierce the soul of anyone who met his gaze. Rumors circulated that Samuel was involved in dark rituals and dealings with supernatural forces, adding to the air of mystery and fear that surrounded the family. The night of the Blackwell family's disappearance was marked by a violent storm that swept through the countryside, enveloping the mansion in a veil of darkness and chaos. Those who lived nearby reported hearing terrifying screams emanating from the estate, screams that were abruptly silenced, leaving an eerie quiet that hung heavy in the air long after the storm had passed. When the storm subsided, the Blackwells were gone, vanished without a trace. Their belongings were left untouched, their personal effects in their usual places, but there was no sign of the family. It was as if they had been plucked from existence, leaving behind only unanswered questions and a lingering sense of dread. In the aftermath of their disappearance, investigators combed through the mansion, seeking any clue that might explain what had happened to the Blackwells. They found nothing. The case went cold, but the mansion did not. It soon became a focal point for tales of the supernatural. People claimed to see ghostly figures wandering the grounds at night, their anguished cries echoing through the darkness. These spectral sightings only fueled the legend, solidifying Blackwell Mansion's reputation as a haunted place. In the years since, the legend of Blackwell Mansion has grown, taking on modern twists that blur the lines between folklore and reality. Paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers have flocked to the mansion, drawn by reports of strange phenomena. Witnesses have reported seeing lights flicker in the mansion's windows, shadows moving through the halls, and chilling EVP, electronic voice phenomenon, recordings capturing ghostly voices. These accounts have only added to the mansion's haunted reputation, making it a hotspot for those interested in the supernatural. One particularly unsettling account comes from a group of investigators who spent a night in the mansion. They described an overwhelming sense of dread that pervaded the air, as if the very walls of the mansion were alive with a malevolent presence. They reported hearing disembodied whispers, feeling cold spots, and witnessing objects move on their own. One investigator claimed to have seen a figure standing at the end of a hallway, watching them with glowing eyes before disappearing into thin air. These experiences have been corroborated by others who have dared to enter the mansion, adding to the growing body of evidence that something truly otherworldly resides within its walls. Yet, despite the mounting evidence of supernatural activity, the true fate of the Blackwell family remains a mystery. Were they victims of some dark ritual gone wrong? Did they fall prey to a malevolent force beyond our understanding? Or did they simply choose to vanish, leaving behind a legacy of fear and speculation? These questions continue to haunt those who are drawn to the mansion, compelling them to seek out the truth, even at the risk of their own sanity. As we delve deeper into the chilling events that transpired at Blackwell Mansion, we are confronted with a tale that challenges our understanding of the boundaries between the living and the dead. The legend of the Blackwell family, with its blend of historical mystery and supernatural intrigue, captivates the imagination and stirs a primal fear of the unknown. The mansion stands as a testament to the enduring power of legend, a place where the past and present collide in a haunting dance that defies explanation. The story of Blackwell Mansion serves as a reminder that some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved, their secrets buried in the shadows, waiting to ensnare those who dare to uncover them. Whether viewed as a cautionary tale or a genuine supernatural mystery, Blackwell Mansion continues to captivate and terrify, its legacy of terror enduring through the ages. Story 2. The Phantom Hitchhiker of Route 66. Along the desolate stretches of the infamous Route 66, an eerie legend has taken root, haunting the minds of travelers and stirring the shadows of the open road. This chilling urban legend centers on the Phantom Hitchhiker, a ghostly figure said to appear to unsuspecting drivers on this historic highway. Passed down through generations, the story of the Phantom Hitchhiker grows more mysterious and frightening with each retelling, embedding itself deeply into the folklore of Route 66. The legend tells of a young woman who met a tragic end on Route 66 many years ago. According to the tale, she appears to weary travelers as a hitchhiker in distress, standing by the roadside and beckoning for a ride. Those compassionate enough to stop for her experience a bone-chilling revelation. the hitchhiker vanishes into thin air, leaving only a sense of unease and dread in her wake. This ethereal presence, shrouded in sorrow and mystery, has become a timeless ghost story that continues to captivate and terrify. What sets the legend of the phantom hitchhiker apart are the contemporary elements that have breathed new life into this ghostly tale. Reports of sightings persist, with witnesses describing the hitchhiker as a spectral figure dressed in outdated clothing, her eyes brimming with an otherworldly sorrow. These modern encounters lend credibility to the legend, suggesting that the spirit of the young woman remains trapped in a perpetual loop of despair, forever haunting the lonely stretches of Route 66. Travelers along Route 66 recount their experiences with the phantom hitchhiker in hushed tones, sharing tales that send shivers down the spine. They describe the feeling of icy fingers brushing against their skin, the sound of disembodied whispers carried by the wind, and the inexplicable chill that settles in the air when the ghostly hitchhiker is near. These encounters often leave witnesses profoundly shaken, struggling to comprehend the spectral figure they have encountered on the deserted highway. One particularly harrowing account comes from a truck driver who encountered the phantom hitchhiker late one night. He spotted a young woman standing by the roadside, her figure illuminated by his headlights. She wore a dress from a bygone era, and her eyes pleaded for help. Compelled by a sense of duty, the driver pulled over and offered her a ride. As she climbed into the truck, an overwhelming coldness filled the cab. The driver glanced over to ask where she was headed, but to his horror, the seat was empty. The hitchhiker had vanished, leaving behind only an icy chill and a lingering sense of dread. Such stories abound, each one adding to the legend's mystique. Some say the phantom hitchhiker is the spirit of a young woman who was killed in a car accident on Route 66, forever searching for a ride home. Others believe she is a restless soul seeking closure for a life cut tragically short. Whatever the explanation, the phantom hitchhiker remains an enduring enigma, a ghostly figure that defies the boundaries between the living and the dead. The phantom hitchhiker is not just a story of fear and mystery. It also serves as a poignant reminder of the countless lives touched by Route 66. This historic highway, once a bustling artery of American travel, is now a quieter path, its significance fading with time. Yet, the legend of the phantom hitchhiker keeps a part of its history alive, preserving the memories of those who once traveled its length. As travelers journey along Route 66, they do so with a sense of anticipation and trepidation, aware that the road holds secrets beyond the mundane. The phantom hitchhiker stands as a testament to the enduring power of folklore, a spectral figure that continues to inspire both fear and fascination. Her presence on Route 66 is a haunting reminder that the open road is not just a pathway through space, but also a corridor through time, where the past and present intertwine in eerie and unexpected ways. The tale of the phantom hitchhiker will likely continue to be told, its layers of mystery and fear growing with each new generation of travelers. Whether viewed as a cautionary tale or a genuine supernatural encounter, the legend of the phantom hitchhiker of Route 66 endures, captivating the imagination and stirring a primal fear of the unknown. As long as there are travelers willing to brave the desolate stretches of Route 66, the phantom hitchhiker will remain a haunting presence, forever etched into the haunted history of the open road. Story 3. The Curse of Ravenwood Forest. Deep within the shadowed depths of Ravenwood Forest lies a malevolent force that has cast a chilling curse upon all who dare to venture into its twisted embrace. The legend of the curse dates back centuries, to a time when dark rituals and unspeakable horrors plagued the land, leaving a stain of fear and despair that continues to linger to this day. This tale of dread has been passed down through generations, each retelling adding layers of terror and mystique to the haunted forest's dark reputation. The origins of the curse are shrouded in mystery and bloodshed, with tales of a vengeful spirit seeking retribution for past wrongs. It is said that long ago, Ravenwood Forest was the site of a brutal massacre. A local coven, accused of witchcraft, was mercilessly slaughtered by superstitious villagers. As the blood of the innocent soaked into the earth, a powerful curse was born. The leader of the coven, with her dying breath, vowed vengeance upon the land and all who dared to trespass. This curse, fueled by hatred and sorrow, awakened a sinister force within the forest, transforming it into a place of perpetual darkness and fear. Those who disturbed the peace of Ravenwood Forest awakened the wrath of the ancient curse, unleashing a torrent of supernatural events that defy explanation and terrify all who bear witness. In modern times, the curse of Ravenwood Forest has taken on new forms, intertwining folklore with present-day fears to create a tapestry of horror that chills the soul. Reports of inexplicable phenomena, from ghostly apparitions to unexplained disappearances, serve as grim reminders of the curse's enduring power and the price paid by those who dare to defy its boundaries. Travelers who venture too deep into the forest often recount harrowing experiences that defy rational explanation. Whispers in the wind, barely audible but undeniably present, seem to follow them through the trees. These whispers are said to be the voices of the cursed souls, forever trapped within the forest's bounds. Shadowy figures, glimpsed from the corner of the eye, stalk the night, their intentions unknown but unmistakably malevolent. The air itself seems to grow heavier, a suffocating shroud of dread that clings to anyone who dares to trespass. One particularly chilling account comes from a group of hikers who ventured into Ravenwood Forest one autumn evening. As dusk fell, they found themselves inexplicably lost, the path they had been following seeming to vanish before their eyes. As darkness enveloped them, they began to hear the whispers, growing louder and more insistent. Shadows flitted between the trees, always just out of sight but unmistakably there. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone. Desperation drove them to run, but the forest seemed to conspire against them, twisting and turning to thwart their escape. When they finally emerged, hours later, they found themselves miles from where they had entered, each carrying an unshakable sense of dread that haunted them long after they left the forest. The curse of Ravenwood Forest stands as a grim testament to the darkness that dwells within us all, a haunting reminder of the consequences of meddling with forces beyond our understanding. It is a place where the veil between the living and the dead is perilously thin, where the past and present are intertwined in a perpetual dance of terror. Those who enter Ravenwood Forest do so at their peril, for the curse does not discriminate. It consumes all who dare to challenge its ancient power. Despite the danger, or perhaps because of it, Ravenwood Forest continues to draw the curious and the brave. Paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and those seeking to prove their courage are lured by the legend of the curse, each hoping to glimpse the supernatural or uncover the forest's dark secrets. Few return unchanged, and some do not return at all, swallowed by the forest's insatiable darkness. As we reflect on the legend of Ravenwood Forest, we are reminded of the enduring power of fear and the mysteries that lie hidden in the shadows. The curse is a manifestation of our deepest anxieties, a reflection of the unknown that lurks just beyond the edge of our understanding. It is a story that continues to captivate and terrify, a dark legacy that endures through the ages. For as long as there are those willing to brave its depths, the curse of Ravenwood Forest will remain, a haunting reminder of the malevolent forces that dwell within the darkest corners of our world. Story 4. The Vanishing of Mary Holloway. In the quiet town of Willow Creek, the unsettling urban legend of Mary Holloway sends shivers down the spines of locals. A tale of a woman who vanished into thin air under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind a legacy of fear and speculation. The story of Mary Holloway's disappearance has haunted the town for decades, each retelling adding new layers of mystery to the enigmatic case. Mary Holloway was a beloved member of the community, known for her kind heart and gentle spirit. She lived a simple life, cherished by neighbors and friends who admired her selflessness and warmth. However, one fateful night, she set out on a walk through the woods and never returned. Her disappearance was abrupt and shocking, plunging the tight-knit community into a state of confusion and distress. Search parties scoured the area, covering every inch of the woods where she was last seen. Volunteers, law enforcement, and even neighboring towns joined the effort, but no trace of Mary was ever found. Her belongings, clothes, and personal effects remained untouched, as if she had simply evaporated. This lack of evidence led to wild speculation and numerous theories about her fate. Rumors swirled about Mary's vanishing. Some whispered that she had been abducted by otherworldly beings, taken to an alien realm. Others believed she had stumbled upon a portal to another dimension, a gateway hidden in the depths of the forest. Some even speculated that she had been the victim of a sinister human plot, kidnapped and concealed away. The lines between fact and legend blurred as the town grappled with the inexplicable nature of Mary Holloway's disappearance, her story becoming a cautionary tale of the dangers lurking in the shadows. As the years passed, the legend of Mary Holloway grew, fueled by the human need to make sense of the senseless. Eyewitnesses claimed to have seen her ghost wandering the woods, a spectral figure clad in white, calling out for help. These sightings added to the aura of mystery surrounding her disappearance, and the woods themselves took on an eerie, haunted quality. Parents began to warn their children to stay away from the forest at night, lest they suffer the same fate as Mary. Today, the legend of Mary Holloway continues to captivate the imagination of Willow Creek's residents. Her name is whispered in hushed tones around campfires and late-night gatherings, her story a staple of local folklore. The tale serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the mysteries that lie hidden in the shadows of even the most seemingly ordinary towns. The contemporary relevance of Mary's story is reflected in the town's ongoing fascination with her disappearance. Every year, on the anniversary of her vanishing, locals hold a vigil in her memory. They gather at the edge of the woods, lighting candles and sharing stories of Mary, keeping her memory alive. This ritual serves not only to honor Mary but also to reinforce the community's bond, a collective acknowledgement of the unresolved loss that haunts them. The vanishing of Mary Holloway remains a chilling enigma, a tale that continues to defy explanation and haunt those who dare to delve into its dark depths. It is a story that has transcended time, embedding itself into the cultural fabric of Willow Creek. The mystery of her disappearance prompts both fear and fascination, a paradox that ensures her legend will endure. In addition to local folklore, the story of Mary Holloway has also attracted the attention of paranormal investigators and enthusiasts. Teams equipped with advanced technology venture into the woods, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. Their findings, while often inconclusive, contribute to the growing body of myth and speculation surrounding Mary's fate. Documentaries and books have been created, each offering new interpretations and theories, but the central mystery remains unsolved. The legacy of Mary Holloway is one of profound impact. Her story is a haunting reminder of the unknown, a symbol of the human tendency to search for meaning in the face of the inexplicable. As long as there are those who seek to uncover the truth behind her disappearance, the legend of Mary Holloway will continue to haunt and intrigue, a dark chapter in the history of Willow Creek that refuses to be closed. In the end, the vanishing of Mary Holloway is more than just a local legend. It is a narrative that speaks to the broader human experience, the perpetual quest to understand the mysteries of our world. Her story endures as a poignant reminder of the thin veil that separates the known from the unknown, a veil that, once crossed, leaves behind a legacy of eternal questions and haunting memories. Story 5. The Whispering Walls of Ashford Asylum. Nestled on the outskirts of town, the decaying walls of Ashford Asylum stand as a grim reminder of a dark chapter in history, where the echoes of the past reverberate through its corridors in the form of chilling whispers. The urban legend surrounding Ashford Asylum tells of a place where the walls themselves are said to retain the memories of the tormented souls who once called it home, their spectral whispers haunting all who dare to enter. The asylum's history is steeped in tragedy and despair. Established in the late 1800s, Ashford Asylum was originally intended as a sanctuary for the mentally ill, a place where they could receive care and treatment. However, over the decades, the institution became notorious for its mistreatment of patients, unethical experimentation, and unspeakable horrors that left an indelible stain on the building's very foundation. The whispers that echo through the halls are said to be the voices of the asylum's former residents, trapped in a perpetual state of anguish and longing for release. For those brave enough to venture into the abandoned asylum, the psychological impact of the legend is palpable. Visitors often report feelings of unease and dread creeping in as the whispers grow louder and more insistent. Some claim to have been driven to madness by the ghostly voices that seem to seep from the very walls themselves, their words a haunting reminder of the asylum's dark past. The legend of the Whispering Walls has only grown over time, as more and more people share their eerie encounters and chilling experiences. Encounters with the ghostly whispers defy explanation, sending shivers down the spines of even the most skeptical visitors. The sensation of cold breath on the back of the neck, the faint murmur of voices in the dead of night, and the overwhelming feeling of being watched by unseen eyes all contribute to the sense of dread that permeates Ashford Asylum. Some visitors have described hearing their own names whispered in the darkness, followed by a rush of icy air that seems to pass right through them. Others recount the sound of distant screams, the echo of heavy footsteps, and the eerie feeling of hands brushing against their skin. The whispers of the walls continue to lure in those curious enough to seek out the truth. Paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and researchers have all been drawn to Ashford Asylum, hoping to uncover the secrets hidden within its decaying walls. Despite the risks, the asylum's allure is irresistible to many. Equipped with advanced technology, investigators attempt to capture evidence of the supernatural, but the results are often inconclusive, adding to the mystery and fear surrounding the asylum. One particularly chilling account comes from a group of investigators who spent a night within the asylum's haunted walls. They reported hearing disembodied voices calling out to them, begging for help, and recounting their suffering. One investigator claimed to have felt a cold hand grasp his shoulder, only to turn around and find nothing but empty air. Another described seeing a shadowy figure at the end of a hallway, watching them with glowing eyes before disappearing into the darkness. These experiences left the group deeply shaken, their encounter with the Whispering Walls forever etched into their memories. The whispers are not just confined to the asylum's interior. Locals claim that on certain nights, the wind carries the faint sound of weeping and whispers from the direction of the asylum, as if the spirits within are reaching out to the living world. These ghostly sounds serve as a haunting reminder of the asylum's dark history and the suffering endured by its former residents. Despite the passage of time, the legacy of Ashford Asylum remains a powerful and disturbing presence in the community. The whispers of the walls continue to capture the imagination of those who hear the tales, perpetuating the legend and ensuring that the asylum's dark history is never forgotten. The story of Ashford Asylum serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the consequences of neglect and mistreatment of the vulnerable, and the lasting impact of such actions on both the living and the dead. In the end, the Whispering Walls of Ashford Asylum symbolize more than just a haunted building. They represent the echoes of past wrongs, the voices of those who suffered, and the unresolved mysteries that linger in the shadows. As long as there are those who seek to uncover the truth, the whispers will continue, their secrets waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to listen. Story 6. The Shadow Man of Crescent Hill. In the quiet neighborhood of Crescent Hill, a chilling urban legend looms large, the tale of the Shadow Man, a malevolent entity that prowls the streets under the cover of darkness, instilling fear and unease in all who cross his path. The legend of the Shadow Man has gripped the residents of Crescent Hill for generations, with sightings and encounters painting a picture of a sinister presence that defies explanation. Those who claim to have encountered the Shadow Man speak of a figure cloaked in darkness, its form shifting and undulating like a wisp of smoke. His eyes are said to burn with an otherworldly light, his presence sending a chill down the spine of all who dare to look upon him. The mere mention of his name is enough to send shivers through the community, with whispers of his malevolent intent spreading like wildfire through the neighborhood. The psychological effects of the legend are palpable, blurring the lines between reality and folklore as residents grapple with the fear of the unknown. Shadows take on a sinister quality, every creak of the floorboards and rustle of the leaves outside sending hearts racing with the possibility of the Shadow Man's looming presence. Nighttime in Crescent Hill is fraught with tension, the community on edge as darkness falls, each person wondering if they will be the next to encounter the spectral figure. The impact of the Shadow Man on the local community is undeniable. Children whisper tales of his haunting visits, often weaving elaborate stories about his origins and intentions. Some believe he was once a man wronged by the community, cursed to roam the streets for eternity seeking vengeance. Others think he is a guardian of some forgotten secret, his presence a warning to those who get too close to uncovering it. Regardless of the specifics, the Shadow Man has become a central figure in the collective consciousness of Crescent Hill, a symbol of the unknown dangers lurking just beyond the edges of perception. Adults, too, are not immune to the fear inspired by the Shadow Man. Many recall their own childhood encounters or share secondhand stories from friends and family, each tale reinforcing the legend. There are stories of close encounters, a glimpse of a dark figure out of the corner of one's eye, a sense of being watched, or even a sudden, inexplicable drop in temperature. These experiences are shared in hushed tones, often accompanied by nervous laughter that fails to mask the underlying anxiety. One particularly harrowing account comes from a local woman named Ellen, who vividly recalls an encounter with the Shadow Man as a teenager. Walking home late one night, she felt an overwhelming sense of dread, as if she were being followed. Glancing back, she saw a shadowy figure standing under a street lamp, its glowing eyes fixed on her. Paralyzed with fear, she could only watch as the figure seemed to dissolve into the night, leaving her shaken and terrified. To this day, Ellen avoids walking alone after dark, the memory of that encounter forever etched in her mind. The once vibrant neighborhood of Crescent Hill is now cast in a shadow of fear and uncertainty. Evening strolls and outdoor gatherings have become rare, the streets emptying as soon as the sun begins to set. The Shadow Man's presence has seeped into the daily lives of the residents, altering routines and behaviors in subtle yet profound ways. Home security measures have increased, with more people installing motion sensor lights and cameras in a bid to feel safer. Yet, these measures do little to ease the pervasive sense of unease. Despite the fear, there is also a sense of solidarity among the residents. The shared experience of living under the Shadow Man's spectral gaze has brought the community closer together, with neighbors looking out for one another more than ever before. There are those who have taken it upon themselves to try and uncover the truth behind the legend, delving into local history and paranormal research in an effort to understand and perhaps dispel the lingering fear. However, the Shadow Man's sinister presence continues to cast a long, dark shadow over the residents of Crescent Hill, a reminder of the thin veil that separates the world of the living from the realm of the unknown. His legend endures, a haunting specter that refuses to be banished by the light of day. As long as the stories are told, the Shadow Man remains a powerful symbol of the mysteries that lurk in the darkness, a figure that embodies the deepest fears and anxieties of those who call Crescent Hill home. In the end, the Shadow Man of Crescent Hill is more than just an urban legend. He is a manifestation of the unknown, a reminder of the eerie, unexplained phenomena that lie just beyond our understanding. His story continues to captivate and terrify, ensuring that the legend will live on for generations to come, a dark thread woven into the fabric of Crescent Hill's history.